In a world full of lies, even the truth is mistaken for a lie. Let's get right to it, because tonight's the night, ladies and gentlemen. We got some new stuff going around with the Timu Atlas, the 3-Eye Atlas, and yeah, we gotta also talk about the Nordic aliens, because they are talking about it. Let's get right to it. Real quick, I gotta shout out you guys as well. Shout out to Ron, Chris, Michael, and all of you for all the love on the channel, for the tips, the super thanks. You don't have to like the video, you don't have to subscribe, like I always say, you really don't have to, but thank you guys so much for all the love. First of all, this is a slightly older video, but check this out. Roll it.
Sightings in White Settlement now has federal attention.
We're a military community. We will have unauthorized drones. Typically, though, it's usually somebody that's just unaware, and then we educate them. Last night, though, very different.
White Settlement Police Chief Chris Cook says they received several reports Tuesday night for groups of unauthorized drones in flight. Cell phone video for officers showed the drones hovering about 100 to 200 feet from the ground. Say these unauthorized drones are a safety threat, especially with the Navy Air Station Joint Reserve Base and other government facilities nearby here, making this entire town and surrounding areas all no-fly.
Mark Heidi, both Hill Air Force Base and Camp Williams here tell me that they are investigating sightings. Right now, we are right near the Salt Lake International Airport. It is a restricted area for drones, along with those bases. Today, though, I spoke with two different pilots, both who find the reports of these sightings especially concerning. Late this afternoon, Hill Air Force Base confirmed that unmanned aerial systems were spotted in the vicinity of the base.
And still to this day, we don't know who launched these so-called drones, right? Was it China? Was it Russia? Was it Lockheed? I mean, whistleblowers have been saying that a lot of this is Lockheed reverse engineered off of the real UFOs and whatnot, but a lot of it is Lockheed. That's what we're hearing, but still to this day, they claim they don't know. We don't know where they came from, and it's a security threat.
Sightings, they said, have not impacted operations, and all measures. To be clear, both Hill Air Force Base and Camp Williams are investigating those sightings, but they say there is no threat to their facilities.
Right. Not necessarily investigating, but they have been goofing around, bro. That's what it is.
However, they continue to urge people to report any concerning activity.
Tonight, Camp Pendleton is acknowledging recent drone activity near the base as concern continues growing over mysterious similar sightings in New Jersey and other parts of the country. Officials.
Yeah, that was from the New Jersey, right? But check this one out. Shout out to Mr. MBB. Roll it.
This wasn't a blimp, guys. It was just kind of sitting over there, doing its thing, whatever it's doing. Right there, it's even kind of, you can see the backlight blinking on this thing, but at times it looks like the entire thing is surrounded, maybe wrapped in some sort of a electromagnetic energy field.
Looks like that it's checking its brake light. Yeah, just making sure the brake light works before they go full throttle.
Oh no, it was just far enough away to where you really couldn't get a great look at it, but it left a big impression on her, me. I enjoyed analyzing that video.
Right, so there we have it, fellas. One of the UFO twat in our skies. Encountering Nordic aliens, Richard Dolan discusses. You might want to sit down for this one, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, tonight's the night. Roll it.
2008 or no, 2009, I was at some place in Vegas, talking to an Army colonel, retired colonel, who had a lot of experience with black projects. He was a brilliant guy. And he told me a story about he and his wife was with him when he told the story.
Ooh,
and they had another friend, a female friend, and they were at a Las Vegas casino. And he said, this guy, by the way, knew a lot about the UFO subject, but he said, we're on our own time, we're hanging out at a casino. I think it was the Wynn, actually, which is a great casino hotel, but I can't recall. He said, we're up there, we're on the second floor, and our
they were like high on dopamine and all that, right?
Friend who was, he said, was a psychic. He said, we're up there, we're on the second floor, and our friend who was, he said, was a psychic. She stops the two of them, she says, that woman over there is not human. And they look over and there's this very beautiful blonde woman in a striking blue outfit.
Whoa!
Now it's Las Vegas.
Yeah.
You get that there.
Sure. Blue is interesting too.
Yo, he's smiling though. He's smiling. Yo, does he have a wife? Maybe she need to find this one out. I'm just saying, he smiled there.
Oh yes, yes. So
he's smiling.
She and his wife get scared and they go down the escalator, which is right there. The colonel is hanging behind, and he's looking at this woman, and he said to me, and that's when I heard her in my mind. She turned slightly, and he said, I heard her. She sounded like a cop on the beat, like, nothing to see here. Go about your business.
Yeah, right.
You don't belong. Like, and it's like, how did I get that thought? And at that moment, she's joined by this beautiful blonde man wearing blue.
No Diddy. You gotta say no Diddy, man. I thought he was gonna say a beautiful woman or something like that, but he said a man. I was like, okay, man, I'm not gonna say anything. Yo, he looks like Dexter though. Oh shit. Slightly. Kind of looks like Dexter, right? Is it me or he looks like a... Yo, we got a Dexter Nordic alien? You gotta be flipping my flapjacks.
Thinking Cirque du Soleil, full blonde man wearing blue. Again, are you thinking Cirque du Soleil? Like, I don't know what this could be. But, so they're hanging out, they're conferring. He doesn't hear anything at this point. So then they start walking toward the escalator where he is. So this guy is a colonel, he has a PhD, he's a sharp guy. And he's thinking, I am going to talk to these people. I don't know what I'm going to say, but I'm going to talk to them. I want to find out what the hell is going on here. So they walk toward him, and instead he says nothing. They get on the escalator, they go down, but then he gets behind them.
Oh, no.
And he said to me, I heard them conversing in their minds. I said, do you know that they weren't talking? He says, look, I'm pretty damn sure they weren't talking. I'm hearing. What were they saying? Well, they were saying something like, yeah, he can hear us. No, he's not important. He's not part of the program, or he's not part of anything we need to worry about. At this point, his wife interjected in the story. She was hilarious. She's like, oh yes, I remember this. My friend and I were peeking around the slot machines of this, like hiding behind the slot machine. So that was kind of nice little confirmation there. But anyways, the couple gets down to the bottom of the escalator, and they walk out and they're gone. So then, 3 of them are conferring, and they're like, that was crazy. So the woman, the psychic friend, also did regressive hypnosis. And she says, you know, I could regress you, Colonel, so that maybe you can relax and maybe you can remember if there's anything more that you can remember about what you think you heard. I guess that was the plan. She was like, all right, cool. So he goes, a day or two later, he's at her place in this cul-de-sac, quiet neighborhood. And he said, every time that she tried to regress me, we heard like construction noise outside, like jackhammers, machinery.
Kind of like what we're hearing now.
Exactly. But except in that case, they would go out to look and they didn't see anything. So he says, no biggie, I'll be back in about a month. Maybe we can get together and do this then. He's like, great. So a month later, he calls her. He says, hey, I'm going to be in town. Can we do that regression? She says, what regression? The regression last month, Las Vegas. Apparently, she remembered nothing of this encounter. I have one more story that I have to tell you. So that's that whole story.
That's fascinating.
I mean, that is crazy, right? Now, we're going to definitely take this as a story, though. But what's odd about all of this is that, yeah, right? A couple of months ago, UAP hearing happened, and they actually talked about, yup, Earth has been visited. In fact, not even visited. Like, they are here. They are here. The Nordics are here. The reptilians are here. The insectoids, the mantis are here. And even the gray Alamouse are here. The gray aliens are here. And the Nordics are considered to be very much alike us. They look like us. They are the blonde, the tall whites, right? Not the tall whites because tall whites are different, but essentially Nordics are tall and they're white and they look very much like us, okay? They look, yeah, so it's gonna be really, really hard to tell whether they are human or Alamouse, and I guess they had like a psychic. Yeah, I don't know if I believe that, but yeah, so apparently they had a psychic that actually spotted them talking in their heads. Yeah, right, okay.
Isn't that crazy?
Yes.
So 2 years later, I'm in Erie, Pennsylvania.
Interesting place.
I have some family there too, by the way, but I was doing an event. I got my table, I'm selling my little books to them, I think, and this very nice lady, she's about 60, walks up to my table with her husband. Ooh. And she says, I got a story for you. Can I tell you? I'm like, yeah. So she says, when I was 15 years old, it would be about 1965, I was in church in Western Pennsylvania in a tiny little town with my mother. And she said, in our town, everyone knew everyone, especially in church. So she's in church.
Small town, right?
So she said, in front of me in front of the aisle ahead of us were this blonde couple, male, female, come walking in. She says they were absolutely gorgeous. They looked like supermodels. She said they had this incredible blue clothing.
Yeah.
I was...
Uh-oh, let me guess, the Nordic aliens! Yo, I want to see them Nordic baddies, though. You know, you feel what I'm saying? Love the outdoors, Zero It, thank you for subscribing, welcome on in. But, yeah, man, these Nordic baddies, bro. Yo, when are we gonna see them Nordic baddies, bro? Am I the only one that has not seen? Because it seems like that everybody in the mother, like, met the aliens already. You know, come on, man, damn. I don't want to be left alone. I don't want to be, like, I don't want to be the only one to not have met them alien baddies, because certainly feels like that I'm the only one, man. Come on, man.
Looking at the fabric, she's a 15-year-old girl, so she's into fashion. She said, I have never seen such incredible, beautiful clothing. And she's marveling and thinking, why is no one else in this church looking at these two people? She said they stuck out like a sore thumb. It's like, you know, Marilyn Monroe and, you know, Cary Grant.
How could you not stare at them?
Yeah. So, but no one was noticing them, apparently. And then she said to me, and that's when I heard them in my mind. And what she heard was one of them thinking to the other, something like, well, we appear to be fitting in pretty well here. And she's like, and then one of them, maybe the same one, I don't know, said, except for the girl behind us who can hear us.
Bruh.
And, that's what she's like, practically freaking out. After that, she heard nothing. It's like they shut it down. The other thing she said about them is that they're in mass, and they didn't really know how to... This is a Catholic mass, which I grew up doing. You know, sit, kneel, sign of the cross, all that. They're like looking around. They don't know what to do. Bruh. So they clearly did not fit in.
Just trying to...
Must be the Weasleys, man. Gotta be the Muggles. Gotta be the Weasleys, okay? If you get the reference, you get the reference. If you don't, well, no biggie, no biggie.
fit in.
Right. So it gets better. So she goes through the whole mass. Mass ends. The couple is up and out. And they book it out of the church. And she decides, I'm going after them. This 15-year-old kid. And meanwhile, mom was utterly oblivious. And she's like, where are you going, young lady? Get back here. And she's just gone. She's working her way through the crowd, following this couple. She sees them go out the front of the church. They cut across a parking lot. Yeah. And she's like hustling. And they go over like this crest of a hill. And she's following. They go down this hill. There's a field. And there's a wooded area.
Oh, no.
So they're not going to a parking lot or a car. So that's kind of interesting too.
Right. Looks like that they had a UFO parked there, right? Yay. Going up to the UFO though. I wonder, can they like disappear as in like, you know, 1 minute they're here, but the next minute they can disappear? Or is it that, yeah, those alien twats were there, they left, instead of going to the parking lot, they went, I guess they did go to the parking lot, but to them, a parking lot is somewhere, you know, hidden, right? Like, I guess in the woods, right? So they went to their version of the parking lot, I guess sat in the UFO and just...
So she's going across the field, she's going down the hill, and then she stops dead in her tracks. She said, then I saw a third person at the entrance of the wooded area. She said, remember Lurch from the Addams Family? Looked just like that guy.
Terrifying.
Very tall. Like a man in black, but very tall, kind of ungainly tall, hat and a black suit apparently. And this beautiful blonde supermodel couple from Venus or Pleiades or wherever they're from walked past him into the woods.
That was their bodyguard, I guess. That was their bodyguard.
Woods. He turns around and follows them, and that was her story. So this is a 60-year-old woman, nice little suburban lady in the middle of Western Pennsylvania, just had to tell me this story with her husband there.
That is unbelievable. And I've heard, it's so crazy because my neurons are firing because I've had a lot of people come to me with their fair share of stories as well. And so many things that you just talked about, these people who had no reason to contact me and don't want to go public have told me similar stories.
Yeah, I'd bet.
I'd bet. Did he really say I'd bet? Yo, come on, man. Am I the only one that has not met? That's crazy. Yo, if I ever get abducted, though, you know what I'm saying? I really hope it's them Nordic baddies. You feel what I'm saying? I really hope it's the Nordic baddies. I hope the friendly ones, okay? Like, I hope the friendly ones, okay? I'm a friendly guy. But if they ain't friendly, then I do not want to meet them, okay? But 3i Atlas just did something strange. Now, this is Michio Kaku, okay? So he's actually weighing in on the subject. Roll it.
So this mystery object has been added to the International Asteroid Warning Network. That's the first interstellar object ever to make that list. So I got to ask you, what the heck is 3i Atlas, and why the clouds of mystery around it? NASA's like tight-lipped.
Yeah.
Watch for it starting this week. We're going to begin to monitor and see whether or not it picks up extra energy as it whips around the sun.
So it's Wednesday,
Whips
right?
around.
October 29th, I think it goes the closest point to the sun. Is that right?
That's right. That's the perihelion.
Okay.
And at that point, if it picks up extra energy, that's outside the ordinary bounds of the conservation of energy. So watch for it. As it whips around the sun, if it picks up extra energy, bingo. It means there's intelligent life that is guiding the motion of this object.
This is interesting. Right now, something is happening in our solar system that's sending scientists scrambling for explanations. The interstellar object NASA's been tracking, 3i Atlas, is...
Yeah, the 3i Timu Atlas. Let's just call it Timu Atlas, man. Like, damn, bro. So NASA never a straight answer. We're still waiting. We are still waiting for them to release the pictures, the videos, the images. Those motherfuckers got like some of the highest quality images and videos, and they're still not releasing it. They're still not releasing it. What the actual hell, man?
Is roughly the size of Manhattan and has been displaying several unusual movements and features which kind of defy typical behavior of comets. It's even catching the attention of some military analysts. So what does this mean for all of us here on Earth? And what can this mysterious object tell us about what's outside our own solar system?
Do you believe that this is something more than just...
Yeah, man, Avilo is always like smiling, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, can't hit the man for smiling, though. I guess you gotta be smiling through the bull squash, man. If you are able to smile through all the bull squash, man, you are a real one, you know? You've been through a lot. That's a sign of you've been through a lot, and maybe Avilo has also been through a lot of bull squash, and he's like, okay, I'm gonna keep a smile on my face like nothing really matters, and nothing gonna phase me out, okay? So perhaps that's what it is, but yay. But what about the 3i Atlas videos, right? Like, I want to see them Timu Atlas videos. If they cannot drop the 3i Atlas videos, okay, where is Doctor Strange at? Can we get Doctor Strange to tell us the probability of whether or not 3i Atlas is alien or not aliens, right? Like, is it really 3i Atlas, or is it Timu Atlas? We want to know the answers.
just a comet?
Yeah, in fact, a few months ago, I defined a scale where 0 is a natural object, 10 is a technological object that could be a threat to humanity. You know, it's a blind date where on the other side, we may have a serial killer. We just don't know. And I gave it a 4, a 40% chance based on 8 anomalies that it shows of being technological. And of course, if we get more data and it looks like a comet, a natural object, then I would revise.
Yeah, more data. I don't think we're gonna get more data, though, I guess. Yeah, how much more data do we need? I mean, I understand, jokes aside, we definitely need more data, but NASA is not letting it up. And that's the thing, though. Okay, you know, we got 2 sides of the coin here. Some believe, yup, it's alien mother-in-law ship. Others believe, yeah, it's a nothing burger. In the very, very beginning, I was also interested by it, but then midway through, I'm like, nah, bro, it's a nothing burger. But the fact that NASA has shut down, they claim it's because of the US government shutdown. Yeah, it might be true, but the timing is very specific. It is very odd. It is suspect. Hella suspect, like the kids would say nowadays. It's sus, okay? It's very sus. And that's the part that is making me believe that perhaps it's more than what they claim it is. Perhaps it's not alien, or perhaps it is. Perhaps it's not like a mother-in-law ship or a father ship or a UFO mothership. Perhaps it's not that, or perhaps it is. See, like we don't know. We don't know. We can just speculate, and that's the. It's fascinating at times, but sometimes I don't want to speculate. Sometimes I want to know the exact answer, just like you guys. Perhaps it is of an alien origin. That's why they're not telling us anything about it. Or perhaps it's a nothing burger and this genuinely happened. Timing is odd, I get it, but it genuinely happened. Maybe the fact is that genuinely, yeah, the US government shut down. You know, it's not a coincidence, so therefore they had to shut down. Okay, alright, maybe, right? Maybe. Or perhaps it's a nothing burger, but they shut down at that time because they know people are gonna be talking about it. And, you know, speculation is better than giving a concrete answer. Perhaps that's what it is. Or perhaps it's of an alien origin. Whatever the answer is, yeah, something goofy is going on right now, man. Something is goofy. They have been goofing around, man.
Revise my ranking, but it will never go below 2 out of 10 because we know the trajectory is aligned with the planets, and you know the chance for that happening at random is really small.
So we're going to be watching to see if this thing makes any sudden moves over the next number of...
I really hope it does, though. You know, I want this to be an alien UFO mothership, bro. If it's friendly. If it's friendly, okay? I want it to, you know, drop in, right? If it's friendly. If it's not friendly, then I want them, man. I want them, okay? Where we don't have the ray guns yet, or perhaps they already have developed the ray guns. Yeah, you never know, man. At Area 51, perhaps they already got the ray guns.
Of weeks. Dr. Avi Loeb, we're going to keep an eye on it.
All right, for the future of everything, now to what might be the most consequential news of the week, of the month, or even the decade, or the century. Bear with me, I know I get a little bit stoked about this stuff, but there are 2 scientific papers that just dropped that absolutely blew my mind. You know, there's been so much talk about whether aliens exist. You got the UAP hearings, all those black and white military videos, drones in the sky, then obviously AI making things even more confusing. Well, for me, there are 2 papers that are out right now that just cut through all of the noise by going back in time and taking a look at sky survey plates from the 40s, the 1940s and 1950s. Basically, these are pictures of our night sky and all the stars night after night before humans ever sent anything into space. This is pre-Sputnik, pre-Apollo, like nothing metallic, nothing reflective should have been orbiting planet Earth, right? Well,
right. Or maybe not right.
Guess what? There were lights in the sky that they still can't explain. They call these transient. Sometimes they were there, sometimes they weren't. Take a look at this right here. So this is the night sky, September 1952. September 1952 on the 14th, a little bit later. July 1952. All of these 3, they look the same, except for right here. What the heck is that? What is this little blob of lights? It wasn't there, and then it was. This is where things get weirder. These papers found that they...
I mean, kind of look like the same to me, but I mean, I get it. Like this one, these 2 twats are kind of close. Perhaps it's just one twat, not necessarily 2 wankers out there. Perhaps it was a UFO mother.
They were most likely to be seen, thousands of these, most likely to be seen when nukes were being tested here on Earth, and when lots of people reported seeing UFOs. Again,
man, can we get a source behind this? Who released this? When was this released? Was it released all the way back in the 50s? Like it's claimed, because the timestamp tells us that this was captured like 1952, this, that, the other, right? Because it's fascinating, right? Because 1947, that's when the Roswell crash happened. You know, we fired the nukes. When I say we, I mean the US fired the nukes, right? Yeah, that was crazy, and it's been claimed that ever since we fired the nukes, that's when we as in human species, okay? We fired the nukes. They were like, oh man, they're gonna blow themselves up, okay? Humans gonna blow themselves up, so we gotta just go in, guns blazing, or perhaps not guns blazing, but we gotta go in, we gotta stop these twats out there, and make sure the humans not gonna blow themselves up. Okay, very good thought, kind thought, amazing if that is true. And yeah, so this is something that we have been seeing in space. That is kind of crazy, but can we get a source behind it? Who released it?
This is before we ever launched a single satellite. this picture right here, the dates around this, the one that we were just talking about, the dates were around a time when UFOs were seen for several hours over Washington, D.C., the White House, the Capitol building, air traffic controllers.
Why is it always the White House, man? Why can it not be like somewhere else? Of course, like UFO phenomenon is worldwide. It's not necessarily the US, but you see what I'm saying, right? Saucers over Washington, D.C., on top of the White House. That is crazy, man. I guess it made sense, right? Because US at that time was making the nukes. Tensions were really, really high. So perhaps that's why they were like, okay, man, we gotta actually drop by. But that's the thing, though. Why always the US, though?
They reported seeing them on their radar all around those dates. July 1952.
52, Mother Truckers.
And joining us now is one of the authors of both of those papers, Beatrice Villarroel. She's an astronomer at the Nordic Institute of Theoretical...
Is that... Yeah, I believe that's her, right? We actually covered her video in the last video, too. This is a new one, I guess.
Physics in Stockholm. Beatrice, thank you so much for being with us. Congratulations on both these papers. Let's start with as simple of a question as possible here. These lights in the sky from before Sputnik, were these artificial objects orbiting Earth before we were ever in space?
From what we see, this kind of transients or flashes that you see, what we see, this kind of
Nordic Institute of Theoretical Physics. Yeah, that word Nordic, that is awfully specific right here. Yeah, definitely not gonna make me think of the Nordic aliens that we talked about earlier in the video.
Transients, this kind of transients or flashes that you see, they have a very interesting feature. You usually get these kind of flashes when you have something that is very flat and very reflective. And in a, let's say, in a geosynchronous orbit at, let's say, 42,000 kilometers
wait, hold
altitude.
on. Very flat, very reflective in geosynchronous orbit. That doesn't sound
around the Earth,
natural,
yes.
Right? Yeah.
Yes, and the funny thing is that we can show that there are solar reflections because there is a deficit of them in the Earth's shadow at these altitudes, and that means that at least a fraction of the transients of these flashes that we're looking at, like 30-35%, appear to be due to these solar reflections of such objects. And if we think about that, these transients come from images taken before the first human satellite, they do look pretty artificial. Although I would...
Study investigates mysterious lights orbiting Earth before the space age. That is crazy. So this says 1957. Man. Yeah, so they are claiming that we have had kind of similar odd shaped objects in the space that were not comets back in the 50s as well. I mean, yeah, surely, right? Like they've been saying the universe has been around for billions of years, so obviously there would have been objects like 3i Atlas before we started seeing them. Perhaps even bigger than 3i Atlas, perhaps 10 times, 100 times bigger. You never know. Smaller, bigger, this, that, the other. Pause on smaller and bigger. But yeah, no, absolutely. But what about 3i Atlas? Yeah, where is NASA at? NASA said that they're gonna release the images. They said that they're gonna release the images, but it's been more than 2 weeks since they said they're gonna release the images, but they still haven't released the images. Yeah, government shutdown. Very odd, very odd. I also want to show you guys this one here. Some of you probably know the answer, but I'm just not gonna say anything and keep you guys in the mystery. This clip that I want to show you is very, very important. You will know why in a second. And before you have any thought, before you're like, yeah, before you type your answers, wait for it. I'll show you and I'll get down to it, because what just happened in this video is absolutely insane, and it's very, very important that we talk about it, because we really are living in crazy times. But let's continue this one.
I would say that nature can always surprise. They do look pretty artificial. Although I would say that nature can always surprise us with things that we just can't imagine right now.
Well, there's a split in the astronomical community. The majority faction says, what's all the fuss about? I mean, it's just a rock from outer space. and it's going to come through our solar system for the first time and then come whizzing back out again. It's the third known object from outside our solar system. So what's the fuss? Another faction, however, says, now wait a minute. Perhaps this is a visitor, an intelligent visitor from another solar system, and perhaps this week we could have a test of it. That's right. This week, it turns out that the asteroid or comet will be whizzing around our sun, and if it picks up extra energy on its flyby, that would clinch it. That means there's extraterrestrial intelligence involved. So watch for it.
I hope it clinches. I hope it clenches his butt cheeks as well. Pause on that one. But I really hope it changes course. I want to see the alien twats and all that. It says, is NASA deliberately covering something up? Oh, crap.
On October 30th, starting then, we're going to track it to see whether it gets an extra boost of energy. If so, it means we are being visited.
NASA is launching its Artemis 2 program in 2026.
Don't need to launch it, man. Just shut it down, man. Like, yeah, why do we... Yeah, shut it down. They're gonna launch it, then what? Then what? When things gonna start to be interesting and get interesting, they're gonna shut it down. So, you know what? Let's not even launch it. I got a simple solution. Let's not even launch it. Let's not even waste any taxpayer money, right? And let's not even waste any money, any effort on it. Because what's the point? They're gonna launch it, then shut it down, right? So why even launch it? You know, easy, simple solution. Like the video if you agree.
I think sending crewed missions around the moon and then landing on the lunar surface. Let me ask you, Professor, when do you think that we might see some permanent bases on the moon? Should we? Do we know everything about the moon already or not? Certainly the dark side is different. And what about Mars? You think we'll ever set foot on Mars?
Well, that's a wish list of what we have for NASA. However, it's going to take time. For example, we've been talking about going to the moon for decades, and finally, it's going to come to pass. Within the next few years, we're going to launch not just a manned probe around the moon, we're going to land on the moon's surface itself. And so this is...
I don't know about that one, Chief, but alright, where my moon landing is fake people at, though. Yeah, we actually, not sure if you guys saw it or not, but recently uploaded that video, right? Joe Rogan and conspiracy theories. And that one of the topic was about DMT, the other one was about moon landing, and there were a couple of other topics too. Yeah, definitely check that video out. It was very, very intriguing. Because the more you look into the moon landing, the more you're gonna start to question it. Regardless of whether you believe it was real or not, obviously there are multiple different conspiracy theories around the moon landing, and it's a very, very important topic and very fascinating. But whatever your belief is, yeah, definitely look into it, and I would just recommend you search for yourself or check out the last video that I uploaded. Yeah, it's very fascinating, but I don't know, man. I don't know about that one.
It's all on the agenda to land on the moon's surface itself. And so this is all on the agenda for NASA in the coming years. And then after that, the next target is going to be Mars. But we'll wait and see. We've had so many setbacks, so many disappointments, but now we think...
And I guess we're going to keep up with the disappointments. We have been hearing about moon colonization. We have heard that 2025 we're going to be landing on the moon. Or I should say Mars, but then it was like 2026. By 2050, we're gonna have 1 million people. You know, you probably heard that, right? With Elon Musk and other space agencies. I don't know if that's true. Perhaps disappointments happen. Perhaps it's the ALMLs that told us to never come back. Perhaps that's what it is. I don't know, man.
Wait and see. We've had so many setbacks, so many disappointments, but now we think we have the momentum to go on to a flyby around the moon, land on the moon, and then on to Mars.
So if I were one of your students, I would go, ooh, 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 like, you know, Arnold Horseshack, and ask you, do you think that there is life in the galaxy somewhere? That this could be, what do you think it is? What do you think this thing is?
Yeah.
Well, I'll put my, my money on the bet that there is intelligent life throughout the galaxy. Not only that, but I think there's intelligent life in our neighborhood. The neighborhood of the Milky Way galaxy. And so I think that don't necessarily bet the house on it, but I would say that yes, there's intelligent life out there. The big question is, can they visit us? That's the big question, because just to go to the near...
Maybe they are looking for intelligent life, and sadly, I guess we don't have intelligent life here, so this is probably why they're not here. But it says that NASA is looking to put man back on the moon by 2027, right? Yeah, 2027. Very, very specific. If you know, you know, right?
Nearest star would take 70,000 years with a conventional rocket. Nearest star would take 70,000 years with a conventional rocket. That's how long it would take just to go to Alpha Centauri. So we need something like warp drive. Now that, of course, is on the wish list of every science fiction writer, but that's what's required if we're going to meet intelligent life throughout the galaxy. Warp drive.
Speaking of Alpha Centauri, maybe it's the Robinson family finally getting back on the Jupiter too. I don't know. We'll find out.
You know, there are thousands, tens of thousands of these, if I understand it correctly, maybe even more. What did you think when you started to see a correlation between nuclear testing that was going on around that same time, also these UFO sightings that were happening around the United States? That correlation, did that stick out to you right away? Were you kind of sketched out by it?
Well, like the first time when we saw that, it was by coincidence. My friend David Altman, he tells me about Washington flap, 1952. And then by chance, I discovered that our best candidate when we were looking for our land transients also came from the same Washington 1952 flap, just from the other.
So July 29, 1952, jets chased DC Sky Coast. Oh, shit. So they were calling it Sky Coast then. State probers sift city funds. Oh my god. 4 cents, 4 pennies. Hey, can I really get 2 pennies?
The weekend, because it was distributed over 2 weekends, and I was like, this is weird. And then that was what formed the hypothesis that we wanted to test. Is there a correlation in time between these transients and UFO events? And we see it's a weak correlation, but it's statistically significant, and we find that.
I mean, you strike me as a very open-minded scientist, which is what science is supposed to be all about. But what do you think this might be?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, here we can only speculate wildly. If we look at the numbers, like just from the northern hemisphere, we have 35,000 transients. I don't know how many of these come from what. I mean, one object could give several transients, but it's also possible that we're missing a lot of transients. So I would estimate it to be somewhere between tens of thousands to maybe 100,000 of objects. Or 100,000 of objects or so around the Earth. And artificial, it's a possibility. Who knows, like if it's some ancient space trash from some past civilization, or if we are having some probes that came from another planet. I don't know. I hope that.
Moral of the story: we just don't know. The more you try to find out, the more you realize we just don't know. Yeah, man, that's basically where we're at. But now, what she's saying is interesting, though. Definitely, and all of these images that are that now we're seeing, what the hell? That is indeed crazy. Check this one. Yeah, I talked about this one. I want to actually bring this up. Maybe you know the answer already, but I want you guys to be like Officer Dokes on this one. Just want to play like a very short clip, and then I want to show you guys this clip, okay? But it's important that I talk about this, okay? You will see why. Roll it.
So, imagine this for a moment. What if an object hurtling through the depths of our solar system at 124,000 miles per hour isn't just some wandering space rock? What if it's something far more unsettling? What if it's a nuclear-powered spacecraft from another world? As a theoretical physicist, I've spent decades contemplating the impossible. And I can tell you this. When you're dealing with something the size of a star, an object with the mass of our sun, roughly an octillion tons being hurled through the cosmos faster than a rifle bullet, you begin to realize we're witnessing something extraordinary, something that defies explanation. It screamed past Mars with unimaginable velocity.
But let's just pause it there. Maybe it's interesting, and I'm sorry for pausing there. But let me just tell you the answer, alright? Maybe you already know. But this video is AI. Oh, shit. This is not real. This is not real. Some of you would be like, okay, well, nah, it's real, man. It's real. How? The channel description of this video says it's AI. But in the comment section is having a fight. A lot of people are believing this is legit. There are very few comments on this specific video said that it is AI. But it's not even my opinion. Even the channel description says that this is AI. And this is why this is allowed on YouTube. It's one thing to use AI voice to, you know, make your YouTube videos, but it's completely different when you take somebody like Michio, somebody like him, and make him say the things he never said. That is crazy. From what I gathered, this video, like, the person, like him, is real, but the lip syncing and the audio and what is being said, he never said. So the AI synthesis, I believe that's what is used. So AI dubbing, yep, that's correct. AI dubbing has been used, and this video, if you pay attention, like, and you watch this, it's kind of like on a loop. So the video is legit, but the lips have been synchronized with this AI garbage. And obviously AI can mimic your voice, and it can make it, yeah, super normal and super real. So just wanted to bring that to your guys' attention, because I've seen people that I know in real life share this believing it was legit. Meanwhile, it's not. Shout out to Mystery Man, roll it. Check this.
A couple was hiking a service road near Mount St. Helens one summer.
Yeah.
Suddenly, they began hearing strange sounds. Grunts, whistles, and sharp clicks echoing through the forest. They called out, but no one answered. As they turned back, the noises followed, moving closer through the trees. The man quickly snapped a photo before they hurried away. Later, when they examined it closely, they noticed two figures in the frame. They insisted no person could have reached that hollow without sliding, falling, or getting seriously hurt. In August 1994, Paul Freeman was exploring Oregon's Blue Mountains when he filmed some interesting footage.
Yep, there we go.
Oh, there you go.
You got a big bozo right there. Oi! Oi!
Jesus.
Yeah, hold it steady, hold it steady. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, there he is.
His camera first showed large, human-like footprints pressed into muddy ground, with skin ridges too detailed to be fake. As he followed the trail, a tall, hairy figure appeared about 50 yards ahead, walking
Man,
up.
I feel sad for like the little ants there. Yeah, whenever he's like walking around, they would have to do like marathons to be able to survive those feet, bro. Those are big ass feet, bro.
Upright with a smooth, natural stride. That short clip, later called the Freeman footage, remains one of the most debated Bigfoot sightings ever caught on film.
Yeah, he turned his head as well. Yeah, just like that, you know.
Between Columbia Falls and Glacier National Park, a skier named Julian discovered strange footprints in untouched snow. Each print was far larger than his ski boots. Experts noted the stride length and depth. Something heavy had passed through. It couldn't have been a grizzly. They don't walk through snow this deep at that time of year. Even stranger, the prints formed a perfect straight line, as if something had been walking upright.
But they
hiking through.
They don't seem too big though. They feel like that it's probably someone that may be like 7 feet tall, perhaps, right? Perhaps it was the Undertaker, right? Perhaps it was the Phenom, the Undertaker, you know? Perhaps it was the Undertaker or Big Show from WWE.
Through a Canadian forest, claimed he saw Bigfoot. He had been walking for hours, deep in the woods, when he noticed this.
Hey! Hey, stop running, stop running! Don't worry, you don't have to... Yeah, it looks like Amazon delivery, right? Like he was trying to deliver somebody's package.
A tall, hairy figure moving through the trees.
They can win, bro.
Canada, especially British Columbia, is known for such sightings, and many believe this could be real evidence of the creature's existence.
Yeah, man, the way it was jogging, though, it felt like that he was in a rush to deliver somebody's package.
In 2012, a group of students near Pocatello, Idaho, was filming a school project when their camera caught a tall, dark figure among the trees. It had broad shoulders and moved slowly into the woods.
Yeah, broad shoulder, thick glutes, pause on thick glutes, but yeah, broad shoulders, thick glutes, man.
Unlike any normal hiker. The video spread quickly, especially after Dr. Jeff Muldrum from Idaho State University said its proportions matched Bigfoot reports. It even appeared on Finding Bigfoot, gaining national attention.
Right.
No one ever proved it fake or claimed responsibility. Locals still talk about it, a strange moment captured by students who never expected to find anything unusual.
Yeah, no, definitely something's there, but why is it always like blurry ass videos, man? They are the ones that are slightly, I would say, convincing, but that's the thing. You know, I always say this, the blurrier the video, the more convincing it seems, even when it may not be.
He was hiking through the forest when he reached a beautiful waterfall and started filming.
Hidden face.
Later, while checking his footage, he noticed something strange. A dark figure hiding in the bushes at the top left corner of the frame. When the clip went online, some viewers claimed it was Bigfoot, while others argued the quality was too poor to tell.
Yeah, on this one, it might just be like you know, like a dog or something. It might just be, yeah, like you don't even know what that is. It don't even feel like Bigfoot.
To me, the figure doesn't seem to move at all, which makes me wonder, could it have just been a tree branch?
Yeah, this one is very hard to tell.
A man from Mena, Arkansas, was swinging near a forest edge when strange howls echoed from the woods. Yeah, curious, he pulled out his camera and went to check.
Bah! Yeah! Bah! Bah!
The howls were deep, eerie, and nothing like any known animal sound.
Right.
Sound experts later analyzed the footage and confirmed that the pitch range was far beyond what humans or animals could produce.
Oh, dang.
Many now believe that Mena might hold one of the strongest clues to Bigfoot's existence.
So that's how like Bigfoot do their callouts?
In April 2024, just
awfully, what's the word though? Yeah, they got a voice, man. They can't be on America Got Talent or something. I mean, you would think that Bigfoot would have like a scary deep voice, but looks like that they can apply, they can audition for America's Got Talent.
Just days before the solar eclipse, two friends stayed at an Airbnb in the mountains of Mountain View, Arkansas. One night, while outside, they heard heavy footsteps echoing through the woods. They didn't see anything at the time, but later, their footage revealed something strange. A long, hairy arm appeared to reach out from behind a tree.
Okay, so it felt like that these were eyes, so that's a long, hairy arm? Pause. I mean, I don't even see the arm. It felt like that couple of eyes looking at me.
Some believe the approaching eclipse might have drawn it out. But was it truly an arm? Or could it simply have been a few tangled branches?
How do you even know? Nah, this one I would say big reach. This is a big reach. At first I thought these might be like eyes, pair of eyes looking at us. But apparently this is the arm, or the arm kind of, we saw the arm moved by a hairy arm, might as well add, or might I say. Nah, that's a reach.
In 2021, this strange video surfaced from British Columbia showing a massive dark figure moving smoothly through the woods.
Whoa.
The filmer, Harley Hoffman, captured what appeared to be visible muscles and natural movement.
Yeah,
details too real for a costume. 5 years later, the footage appeared on YouTube, hosted by his brother Hutch.
Dang.
Soon after, both vanished from public view.
What?
Leaving behind one of the most mysterious Bigfoot clips ever recorded.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, the quality again is pretty bad, but this one, yeah, so far I would say like we've had like 3 semi-convincing videos. I guess this is the 3rd one. You see the glutes, you don't see the glutes pause, but you see
friends
like
were in the
back.
woods when they spotted something big that didn't seem like it belonged there.
I see, he's right there.
Yeah.
Whether it was actually something or just a tree stump is unknown, as they never shared any further details.
Yeah,
Can you tell what it is?
I mean, it's not even moving, so it's hard to say whether Bigfoot was sitting down there or not, or it might not even be Bigfoot.
A hunter captured something unusual moving through the woods.
And here's the screenshot. It's bright enough, I'm sure you'll see it, but I guess I'll probably load it up, I don't know, whatever. There's the screenshot.
Can a brother
the
get
video.
It, like, blast it up, homie. Blast it up, Holmes. We wanna see it full screen, bruh.
And here's the zoom in of what he caught in my video.
We don't want no dang zoom ins, we want you to blast it on the video, like full screen.
I don't know.
I don't know, man.
Who knows?
Oh crap. Okay, so that's
one thing for sure.
He did blast it. Oh crap. Pause on that one, but he did put it on full screen. That's crazy. Yeah.
A figure walked upright, covered in dark fur, and stood around 8 feet tall, matching Bigfoot's description.
Yeah.
Some believed it proved Bigfoot is real, while others said it was just a bear or a man in disguise.
One thing is for certain, the way it's standing up, poor Bigfoot, man, he got beat up by his wife badly. I just have that 6th sense. I can tell. Like, he got beat up by his wife badly. Poor big old Bigfoot, man. Damn, man. Kind of feel sad about that, but okay, man. Whatever. Come on, man. Sad, man.
Reddit user Taden Tracker said his great uncle took these photos in the woods of his farm in northwestern Wisconsin, sometime around 1984.
1984?
The uncle had spent years in the military, but never spoke much about it. Yet this one thing, these photos and a short video, he talked about all the time. The video was later lightened and slowed down.
Yeah,
some say it looks like a man running. Others think it's something else. Whatever it was, it clearly left a mark on him.
Do we have a video where we see creature alike that is coming towards the human, and a human stood there capturing the entire thing? I guess we don't, but in case something like that ever happened, I guess that man probably wouldn't have lived to tell the tale, I guess, right? But now I just wonder, because all of these videos that we're seeing, we always see Bigfoot going to the right, going to the left, going to the right. That's what we're basically seeing, but never really coming towards the camera. Hey! Damn, man, made me shoot off.
Timber giant Bigfoot had spent years exploring forests, determined to prove Bigfoot was real. One afternoon in southern Ontario, he heard the sound of stones knocking together. When he looked toward the noise, he spotted this.
Maybe he was trying to start fire.
Holy shit. Where's it? Oh, come on. It's right there.
Zoom in. Oh,
I have my
damn.
glasses on. Look at that.
Holy crap. I thought it was gonna be another low quality video, but because the way he was zooming in, but he zoomed in completely and the quality is pretty stable. So that's like the back. Perhaps it's a bear, but okay.
Holy. That's what's making the noise. Holy.
Looks like it's starting a fire. Perhaps it's a homeless Bigfoot, or perhaps he had a home, but the wife kind of kicked him out, right? So now he's homeless.
Oh shit. Oh crap, I lost it.
Oh, damn it.
Where'd it go? Holy.
Right here, right here.
That was the thing that was making the noise. I'm not seeing it now. But I think that's it.
Yeah, that is it. Try to make some noise like bah.
Oh, cameras everywhere.
Oi! Oi!
Oh, look at that.
Say his name, Kevin. Kevin, is that Kevin?
I'm looking down there. I don't see it at all with my eye, but I can kind of see it on the screen.
Oh, he's...
Holy. There it is.
Tranquilo, tranquilo, tranquilo.
Holy. Oh, look. My God. I'm guessing it's probably... Oh, look at it here. It's probably like, I don't know, 150 feet away. I'm ready.
Man. So it felt like that it turned his head around, but we don't necessarily see the face well enough.
It's me. I'm behind it, I guess. I'll see what happens. I don't know if I should do this or not.
Probably.
It's not even. Where's how he going? Look at this. Holy.
Oh my God! Zoom out! Zoom out! Zoom out! Zoom out! Yeah, definitely zoom out, man.
A reddish figure, about 100 feet away, moving between the trees. Moments later, it was gone. He searched the area, finding nothing.
Survey the area and look around, or just what? I'm gonna look for some footprints. Look at this, though. Holy. The stone is even warm. Look, there's where it was smashing things with it. Look at that.
Yeah, it looks like that he was trying to start fire with it, perhaps, right?
Yes.
But couldn't?
The stone's right in the ground.
Yeah, it got poor survival skills. Damn it.
Bruh.
Looks like that he's very much new to being kicked out by his wife. So, yeah, he's learning right now. He's learning to gather his skills. Kind of feel bad, you know? He's learning. But you might not want to be here.
It's a wild dog.
What? Hey, yo.
Unbeknownst to him, his camera had briefly captured something in the corner of the frame.
Dang, right
And
here.
nearby, he discovered a warm stone buried in the dirt, as if something had just used it.
But did you see this video though? If not, check out this video on the screen, because yep, that's the one that I was talking about, the Joe Rogan one. Man, the moon landing, the DMT stuff that we actually had in this one is definitely gonna knock your socks out. Check it out and I'll see you there.